Hey everybody, it's Mike. Just here with two messages for today. Not one, I got two. It was Thanksgiving a couple days ago, so I didn't do a podcast for Thanksgiving. I decided to take the day off, and then I wound up having to kind of take the day off yesterday as well, which was the day after because we had a bunch of stuff going on with the kids, and took them out to see these Christmas trees, but really are going to be getting them a special surprise. So we want them to go meet the special surprise, which I'll talk about in a couple weeks from now. So I'll let you know what that special surprise is. But they were really excited about it. We wound up having to go to two different places. We went to one place up in Pennsylvania. Turns out there was two of the same exact identical addresses. One was in York and one was in Lancaster, and we put in the wrong address into GPS. So we went to York first and knocked on this lady's door, and she's like, "Who are you? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing here?" And so we were like, "All right, let's get out of here and go figure it out." And we eventually figured it out. We thought we were on like Punked or something like that, like somebody was like joking us or something like that. But anyway, turned into a really long day. So by the time we were done everything, then we went to grab a bite to eat for kind of like an early dinner, and then came home. It was like I was exhausted. I actually fell asleep in the car. So I don't know what's going on. Didn't do a lot of exercise, but it was like I don't know. I feel like maybe getting spiritually attacked or something like that recently. Just my energy's been drained the last couple of days. I think part of it's the holidays, part of it's just being around family and everything, and it was fun. It was great. So that's really the message that the first message I wanted to talk about today on this podcast is being thankful and being grateful. So like, what are you thankful for? Like, what are you grateful for? And I know we talk about this a lot, but a lot of people, you know, don't really have an answer, and it's crazy because there's so many things to be thankful for and grateful for. I could probably do an entire podcast on what I'm grateful for and what I'm thankful for, and still have time to keep talking. So I'm not going to bore you on that. But I will mention a few things that I'm thankful for and grateful for, just to kind of give you some ideas for your own self, that you can kind of do. Some people actually write down in a journal, and they do like a gratitude journal every day where they write like three things that they're thankful and grateful for, which is kind of neat because after you do that for like a year, you got a nice big book of everything to kind of look back and see what you were thankful for and grateful for. And so that sometimes helps people too if they're struggling with thinking about things that they are thankful and grateful for. So the number one thing for me that I'm thankful and grateful for is, it's got to be this, and it's got to be He's number one, is God. I'm just so grateful and thankful that He heard me when I called for Him, and I cried out for Him, and He listened to me, and He comforted me, and He blessed me, and He healed me, and He saved me from where I was headed, which was a path of absolute destruction and probably death. He saved me from all of that. He saved my family from having to deal with all that and go through all that, and it's just, I just can't be any more grateful and thankful to God than I possibly can, and Jesus and the Holy Spirit and the whole trifecta, of the power of God, that is very, very alive in this world and in our lives, and He wants to be there in everybody's life. Whether you believe that or not, He does. And that's what he wants more than anything else in the whole world, is for everybody in the world to be able to know who he is and find him and come and ask for him and talk to him and pray with him and just be with him and in spirit, and he's available, readily available for every single person out there, and that's a major reason why I do what I do here with this podcast, is to try to drive that point home that Jesus is real, God is real, the Holy Spirit's real, it's all real. And it's time for you to wake up yourself and realize that this is not like some made up, you know made up game of kids game. You know what I mean? Like, this is legit. Like, this is real. um it can't be any more real, especially for me. So that's number one thing that I'm thankful for. Number two would have to be um, probably be my family, my wife and my kids. Thankful for them, that they're healthy, that they're, thriving, that they're doing well in their lives, and they're becoming, especially my kids are becoming slowly self sufficient, productive adults for society. And that my wife and I are making it through our lives together with them as we're getting older, and having more aches and pains and things like that. The kids are starting to help out with some things, and we're starting to rely on them for certain things too. And it's just it's great to see how they're becoming these independent, self-thinking machines. And my hopes and prayers is that they all find God like I have, as strong as I have, and have faith like I do. And I understand that it may take some time because they haven't been through the same experience that I've been through. And sometimes it takes going through a very stressful situation to put it lightly, to go through something like that, to really find God for yourself. But I am thankful and blessed that I have them. The rest of my family, that was over for Thanksgiving, I'm thankful and blessed that they're all around too, and everybody's healthy. Everybody's getting older, but everybody's healthy. And we had everybody there, and it was very nice, time. It's just primarily my wife's family, because my family, I don't know what I've ever done to them, but they sometimes have these big Thanksgiving celebrations, and literally everybody in my entire family is invited except me, and my kids and my wife. And it's just, I don't understand it, to be honest with you. How we're not even invited, like, just because of my father, just because he's chooses to be who he is. And it's just it's a beautiful day for me for Thanksgiving, but it's also a very dark day for me for Thanksgiving too, because I have to realize and remember constantly that my whole family has basically disowned me. And it's okay. I mean, it's their choice, right? So all I can do is just pray for them, that they'll, find God, and, realize what they're doing, and how they've done it. And, maybe the one day they'll wake up and realize the error of their ways. Um, I mean, that's all I can hope for, because the ball's out of my court. I've done everything I can to try to salvage that relationship there, but it's just a shame, it's just a shame, because, we got two, wonderful kids that have never met their grandfather, or that entire side of the family, which is all his brothers and sisters and their cousins and all that. I mean, it's all been completely cut off. And, one, to protect them, because I don't know what type of headspace my father's in, and I don't need my kids around that negativity the way I was, the way I was raised. I don't need them around that. And if he wants to change his ways, that's another story. But that would be up to him to do. So that's kind of like number two thing I'm thankful for is my family and my extended family through my wife's family that we have that we get to celebrate with every year. And they're still thriving. They're both retired, her parents, and they're doing very well. And it's just nice to see them be able to kind of take some time to relax from all the years that they've had to work and stuff like that. So um, other than that, I mean, I'm thankful for everything that I've been allowed to have in my life. All the experiences that I've had in my life, all the places I've been able to go in my life. I mean, gorgeous tropical vacations and islands and everywhere that we've been, everywhere we've been able to take the kids to, the experiences, a couple times to Disney World, and you know, um, the house that we get to live in, that God continues to, bless me some way somehow that we're able to, afford living in that space, and we love it so much, and I'm getting ready to start some Bible study groups in it now. So we're really going to start using it for its potential, which is to host some um, godly events and things that, I'm really thankful that I get to do that. And I have a place that I can do that and kind of start a nice, fresh group of guys who are really eager and who are really ready to learn the word of God, including myself, because I don't know everything. So even though it's my house, it's not like I'm going to be leading the group all the time because I don't know where we're going. I don't know, what we're doing and all the time, and I'm going to leave that up to some of the guys that have much more experience than me. Some of the older guys in the group that have been around that have a lot more wisdom. Um, and have a lot more intuition and just discernment. And that's they can teach us, the wisdom that they have. And I'm looking forward to doing that, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful. I'm thankful that we have the transportation that we do. That I was able to afford a car for my daughter this year. She turned 16, and like every 16-year-old, they want to have a car. And, quite frankly, with the way things were with me and the way the business went, I wasn't sure we were going to be able to do it. I didn't know, and I had these hopes and dreams of being able to buy her whatever she wanted on her 16th birthday, when I was making all that money back in a couple years ago, making tons of money, I'm like, I'll be able to buy her whatever she wants, I mean, it was crazy. And but I mean, her tuition's not the cheapest in the world, and neither is my son. So you gotta put things in perspective sometimes and see what's really important. But we were able to make it work, and I'm just thankful and blessed that we were able to make it work this year and find her a very nice car at a very reasonable price from a very nice guy. It all just worked itself out, and I believe that God had a hand in that as well. And then of course, I got my car. My wife has her car, and so far, knock on God's wood, I won't knock on wood. I don't need to do that anymore. I just talk to God, But I love when people say that, just knock on wood, knock on wood. But you know, um, I just we haven't had too many problems, so far with our cars this year. We've had a couple little things here and there, but we're overall, thankful that we have that. And my son's going to be needing a car soon in the next couple of years. I'm going to hopefully be able to give him mine, and then I'll be able to get something nicer than what I have now, God willing. And, we're just we're just making it happen with God's help. Everything is with God. We're able to put food on the table. We're able to go out and eat a couple times every once in a while. Maybe once or twice a week we can go out to dinner. We get pizza or whatever. Like we're blessed to be able to do that, and just to be able to just make it, man. Just make it in this world. If you're making it in this world and you're just living by a thread, and you're making it, you're still making it, and that's something. That's something. You should be blessed and thankful that you're just making it. Um, I'm thankful that I have a job, even though I could be a lot busier than I am right now. But I'm thankful that I have a job, and that it's a job that I like. It's in an industry that I like, and I'm able to give back and help other people who are younger than me that have been in the business as long as me, and I can give them some advice and some expertise on certain issues and things. I'm thankful for that, and just thankful I got a place to go every day. I got an office, in my real estate building, and it's pretty nice. And same office I've had when I was making tons of money, and I'm still able to keep that intact too. And everything. I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful and just blessed. That I like I said, I could literally go on and on and on in this video, and that's how when you're sitting down and you're thinking like, how am I thankful? How am I blessed? Like really think about everything that you're thankful and blessed for, because it's not always about money. It's not always about stuff. It's about relationships. It's about, other people. It's about helping other people. I'm blessed to be able to help other people in real estate, and help other people in the groups that I go to. Like I'm thankful for all that too, and it's just I could go on and on. So I'm gonna kind of switch it a little bit, and I'm gonna talk about something I heard on a podcast today, which I thought was pretty important too, and um, kind of tie it into what I'm doing, and kind of maybe challenge you with, what are you doing, for this kind of mission. We'll say mission from God. Like when you think of God and you think of you know this person that isn't a person, but we'll just call him a person. So this person or this thing that like knows everything about anything you could ever want to or want or wish to learn, right? Like what out of all his wants and needs and desires and hope and just beliefs, what is the number one thing that he wants us as humans, us to do for him? Like, what is the number one thing? And, you know, when you think of trying to think of this question, so the question was posed: is anyone going to be in heaven because of you? Now that is pretty daggone deep, man. Like, is anyone going to be in heaven because of you or your investments? Now, this could be money. This could be time. This could be just effort, you know? into helping others. And, then you take it from a step here, like, is anybody going to be in heaven because of you? And you can think, well, maybe that homeless guy that one time that I talked to, that I helped get some clothes to, that I fed a meal to, that we sat down and talked with each other and brought up about Jesus and how Jesus is real, and how you need to welcome Jesus into your life and all that. Maybe that was, a person that you changed, or a person that, you brought to God, um, and that would count. That's kind of like what we're talking about. So, same thing, like me, this is why, like, this whole thing, this is the most important thing to God. Like, when I, when, and I always wind up losing it when I talk about it. But like when I asked him to save me and to heal me and to just fix me from head to toe, anything that I had wrong with me, just take it out of me and just infuse into me just perfection, you know, and just that's what I needed. I needed that God infused perfection, and I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I am, but I'm just saying that's the term of what I feel like I got was I got infused with this wisdom, with this knowledge, with this energy from the Holy Spirit, with this just awesome just feeling. Like I feel like that's what he infused into me. And I was all like instantly the next day healed from everything and anything. And if I did have, let's say the doctors were right and I did have bipolar, which I don't believe I have ever had. I honestly do not believe I ever had it. I believe I went through a spiritual awakening twice, and first time and then the last time, and I just that's what I believe, and it's in the book, and I talk about that in my book and everything. But that's what I believe, and but let's say the doctors were right and I had bipolar. Like when he saved me, like he saved that too. He fixed it. I don't have it. I don't have any problems anymore. Everything's gone. My personality's back. My drive's back. My creativity's back. My motivation's back. Like every single thing in my life is back. It was crazy how this happened. But see, because of that, I told him that I would literally do anything that he wanted me to do, like anything that he wanted me to do. And when I prayed about it, and when I talked to him about it, and when I really figured out what it was that he wanted me to do, what he wanted me to do was to bring as many people back to him, back to Jesus, back to God, as many people as I possibly could. Like that was what his goal was, because that is really his goal, I think, and I would put it out there. It's the goal for what everybody should be aiming to accomplish. So not only should you want to have a relationship with God, not only should you want to, experience a world of peace and love and joy and just harmony and bliss and kindness and light and love and everything that goes with it, every single day of your life. Not only should you want that, you should want to pass that feeling along to as many other people in life as you possibly can. And see, when I'm talking about as many possible people in life as you can, I'm not just talking about your friends. I'm not just talking about the people you see at the convenience store. I'm not just talking about the people at work. I'm not just talking about the people at the gym. I'm not just talking about the people at your kids' soccer practice. You know, I'm talking about them too, all right, to start. But I'm talking about people in the whole country, which is why I said, let me start this YouTube podcast because this YouTube podcast can go to the whole country. And actually, it can go to the whole world. See, because that's the next step. The next step is, what is God's primary concern? His primary concern out of everything that God could be concerned about, out of everything that God could be concerned about, his primary concern is that every person on earth knows who he is. That's it. That's the secret. That's what he wants us to do. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes, however much it takes to be able to spread the word about Jesus and about God and to as many possible people on the planet as we possibly can. Which is why I do this podcast. I'm grateful and thankful for this podcast because people listen to me. And I started a Mike's Ministries page on Facebook. That's Mike's with apostrophe S Ministries, all spelled out, on Facebook. And that page is for only spiritual type of postings and music and sports interviews with famous athletes and celebrities and pop stars and whatever I see that talk about Jesus and God. That's what that's for, is to show positive stuff about God and Jesus in the world, throughout the world, on Facebook page, which again can be shown to people worldwide, you know? And then I took it a step further, which is coming out in a couple of weeks. And that is going to be my book. And in my book, it's called Are You Going to Heaven or Hell? And it's a pretty direct question. There's a lot of people out there who never think about it. You know, they're dreaming about the Bahamas or, dreaming about their retirement or how much money they're going to have in their 401k. But they don't think about heaven or hell. And what are you doing to get to either place? What are you doing now? The Ravens, when I was at the Ravens facility, it was just amazing to me how many times I saw this word written everywhere, and it was written in the offices, it was written on the walls, it was written in the room where they watched the videos, it was written in the conference amphitheater where they all sit together as a team, it was written in the lobby, it was written everywhere, and that was W period I period N period. It says win. But I was like, what is all this with this win everywhere? Like, I get it. It's a football team. They want to win. Like, I get it. We want to win games. We want to win championships. We want to win the Super Bowl. Like, I get it. But I didn't know what it stood for until the guy giving the tour told us. He said it stands for what's important now. What's important now? Now, think about that. And is it really about winning? What's important now should be God, man. It should be Jesus. That's what's important now, right now. It's not your job. It's not your money. It's not your house. It's not your cars. It's not your kids. It's not any of that. It's God. Number one thing I'm thankful for, grateful for, It's God. And that is because He needs to be the center of your life. He is the key to getting into heaven. He is the key to getting into heaven. But there's certain things you need to do to get into heaven. And I'm not going to spend this time talking about it because you can read it in the book when it comes out in 2-3 weeks or however long it's going to be. As soon as I know a date, I will tell everybody. I will post it. But the cover's all done. The front cover, the back cover, the wording in the book is pretty much done, except for one final change that was submitted. Once that's done, it goes in for margin review, and then they ship it off for printing. So that's it. We're like almost coming down to the home stretch here. But this book, you know, I went with a Christian publisher, you know, who is owned by TBN, the network TBN, who shows and broadcasts worldwide, not in the United States only, worldwide, you know, Africa, Japan, Asia, Europe, Italy, everywhere, Australia, South America, everywhere. My book is literally going to be available everywhere in the entire world, is what the distribution is going to be. And that's the whole point of the book. So when you say, what am I doing to spread the word so that every single person on earth knows who God and knows who Jesus is? That's what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing what we're all supposed to be doing. I have my podcast set up to go out everywhere. I have my book set up to go out everywhere. I got my Facebook page set up to go out everywhere. This is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. I'm not some madman who loves God. Well, I probably am that too, but I love God. And I want other people to know that He wants to love you too. Just like He loves me. He can love you too. But you got to ask for Him. You got to talk to Him. You got to want Him to come into your life. You got to invite Him into your life. He's not just going to show up. He's there. He's waiting. He's on the bench. He's there waiting to get put in the game. You just got to put Him in your game. And once you do, oh boy, your life will change like you have never dreamed of. But you got to get Him in the game, man. All right. I love everybody. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Give me some likes, give me some comments, give me some shares, and I will talk to you again in the next day or so. Thanks.